Welcome to the Wormhole episode 32 featuring Derek Hodges. A quick thing, there is some technical difficulties in this video, so the first 40 minutes I'm not even going to be on screen. It's just going to be Derek. You'll hear my voice, but yeah, just use your imagination. Today's video is sponsored by Audible. Audible offers anyone listening to this video or watching this video a free book. All you have to do is sign up. You get any free book you want, any fiction and non-fiction, self-help books, how to make more money type books, whatever you are into. You'll get a free book if you use the link in the description or use the code WORM72, WORN72. It will help support the channel and you could cancel anytime, so there's no risk for you. One of my favorite podcasts, wish I had the full quality, but like I said, no excuses. We just put out whatever we have and enjoy this conversation with Derek Hodges. I just want to know what life is like if I'm a millionaire. Word. Derek, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So, man, we talked about this, like 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's been, I don't know how long, but it's been a while.
I heard you on Alyssa's podcast, or she had a show or something, right?
Yeah, she had a podcast called Friends with Benefits.
Did she still do that?
It's still alive. I don't know how often they come out, but I've been telling her she needs another one because I want to hear conversations.
Yeah, I heard that one. Like, I didn't know she had something until I think you posted that. Oh, I don't know if you posted that you were going on it, or you posted that you just did it or something.
Yeah, I posted something about it, but yeah, then it's fun just talking with friends.
Yeah.
Easy shit.
Like we were talking about before we started rolling about like Game of Thrones or Dexter and all these shows. Like, that's what a conversation should be about. Just whatever. Having a conversation just opens up, like, it's kind of like mental therapy a little bit.
Yeah, dude. It's like, yeah, dude. It's just like working your muscles, kind of. You know, if you don't work at them, then.
And we all have thoughts and ideas and things we're passionate about, but sometimes we don't know how to express them, or we don't talk to people. And
yeah, dude. And the thing like that's cool about the way I think you do it is that you just talk. Yeah. And you let people. I don't think you really define the people. You just let them talk, and I guess the viewers can kind of define themselves.
The thing that's been kind of funny is there's been a lot of businesses coming to me. So I guess it's kind of like interviews, but when you look at other podcasters, they're also doing businesses. Like, they have people on that have like a new show, or they have people on that have like a new Netflix special, or a book they gotta promote. So dude, we're all trying to sell ourselves, like, either way. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, do I have a motive or something to tell your viewers or something? But I think we're just here to talk.
No, and that's also another part of the podcast. It's not. I don't want it to be an interview show, like, where I'm just gonna, and you have a business, come promote it here. Like, I don't want to do that. As well as, like, I don't want to be a hub for like a rap podcast or something where like only artists come or musicians.
Kind of pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah, so I just want to be a conversation, and if you have something to promote, that's cool. If you don't, then a conversation too. Because I've had a podcast with Rigo and Mills and like Hamilton. We were just talking. We didn't have a
dude. And it's cool, like, when all your friends see your friends talking to each other.
Yeah,
you kind of can live vicariously through them.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel like I'm a part of this conversation because I know exactly what they're talking about.
Yes, exactly. And right now, since I've already done like 30-something episodes.
Barely
30 episodes.
That's a lot.
Well, it is a lot, but I mean, I have like long-term goals. I'm just gonna keep doing it until whatever. But what I've been noticing is more people, like, they are doing a lot right now. Like, everyone's really out there hustling, and more people like than you think are like doing things. And I think this new generation is starting a movement, like, even just here locally. So it's pretty cool.
Dude, the new generation, like, that makes me think of like my coworkers. We always have very in-depth conversations at lunch. Mm-hmm. We have lunch together, and I'm not used to that shit.
Yeah.
But
like lunch break and all that.
Yeah, but like the in-depth conversation is what, like, I'm really just chill, easy going with everything. I don't have hard beliefs for things. But when you say about the new generation, millennials.
Yeah, what were they?
Yeah, exactly. They say, they don't get homes, they don't get cars, they don't have kids, they're not marrying. It's like, we're so young.
Times have changed. Like, I guess, like, when our parents were, like, 25, whatever, 26,
Dude.
they already had, like, 3 kids at house, a car,
Bro.
or something like that.
That is, yeah. If you tried that now, dude, you would get judged so much, dude.
Yeah.
You get judged so hard, like I already know you're not going to be able to handle that. But that was the norm. Not even my parents are in their 50s. 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Even, like, in the 90s, people were still doing it. But then, like, I think because of inflation, everything's so more expensive. Our wages haven't really gotten up a lot.
Yeah.
So I think times just have changed. And also, like, we have an outlook of, like, history. So it's like, do we really want a house and settle there for 30 years? Or maybe just, like, save money by going with the roommate, save money by going with your parents, or just get a smaller apartment instead of a big mortgage.
Dude, like, things similar to that is go live in San Francisco.
Oh,
see what that lasts like, because our parents are lucky enough to
be able to move.
Like, our parents are lucky enough. We're lucky enough to have our parents that let us come back home. You know, and they won't judge.
Well, we're Hispanic, so
they want us there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your parents, they love, like, a lot of people do judge that too. Like, oh, you still live with your parents, bro? But, like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, you're helping each other. You don't have to pay as much, or if you're gonna pay rent, might as well pay your dad or your mom. You know, like, that's way better than paying a random landlord. And I feel like people shouldn't look at it as a negative way. It's just why you gotta get. So you want me to go get the $2,000 house payment so I don't have to live with my parents? Like, it makes no sense. Like,
yeah, dude. What else am I gonna afford?
Yeah, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. But then there's a lot of people who, like, have their kids as soon as they turn 18, they just kick them out. They don't want them in the house at all. Like, I know a lot of people like that too. Like, as soon as they turn 18, their parents just booted them out. Like, that's fucked up. I always think that's
hearing stories like that. It makes me feel so lucky.
Yeah, especially
because, dude, I love my parents.
Shout out to your parents if they're watching.
Yeah,
this.
dude.
No, yeah, like we gotta just take advantage of that situation too. If you're lucky enough that you still could live with your parents and save money, or find your passions and enjoy life a little bit too. Because we do get caught up in work and get busy with, like, everything else, and then you don't end up enjoying the little things. So it's pretty cool. What are your thoughts on? Have you? I don't know. I don't want to get, like, political, but have you heard of Andrew Yang?
No. Okay. Sounds like a basketball player.
Andrew Yang. He's a Democrat that's running this year, and his whole basis is universal basic income. That's like the thing he's running on.
Okay, now you're getting serious. No, I've heard about that.
Yeah, he calls it the freedom dividend, and he's basically, like, using just statistics. So he's a Taiwanese descent or something, like his first generation American, and he keeps talking about we're gonna lose our jobs due to automation, and people are already losing their jobs. Like, you go to the mall, a lot of stores are closing.
I went to Taco Bell, dude. There was computers, and I was like, I'm like, I walked in, I saw his computers. I was like, what? I was like, I was talking to the cashier guy. I was like, you like your new coworkers? I ordered from him because I have some empathy.
Yeah,
for people.
And then that's right now, like 10 years, 15 years from now, all the jobs are gonna be gone. So all the retail food workers, all the truck drivers. So that's a big one. So
I heard about that too. Yeah.
So he talks about truck driving is the most common job in 29 different states.
Really?
And that's over, like, 4 million jobs that are gonna get automated by self-driving cars who don't have to stop. So you set up a truck to drive. This is gonna go drive for 24 hours as long as it has fuel or whatever. And a truck driver, he can only drive, I think it's like either 12 or 14 hours a day, and they have to stop.
Yeah, I remember hearing, seeing an article about if all cars were self-driven, computer-driven, backups in traffic would not exist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know how true it is, but that's what the article said, and I guess it makes sense.
It makes sense. People are pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, you have human error, which... Mm-hmm. Looking away for 1 second because you see something on the road, that might mess you up and you might tap the car.
Not even something on the road, dude, like the phone.
Everyone that's
the phone.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
everybody pretty much does.
Everyone does. Like, dude, I drive on the freeways all the time, like, because I have to go to Anaheim, LA, whatever. I'm always driving, so I always look around, like, one out of every 3 cars, someone's on their phone, texting or calling or whatever. It's pretty scary, but I mean, we just have to deal with controlling your own vehicle. Hopefully no one else runs into you. And then, so yeah, the self-driving, I'm not scared of it. Like, a lot of people are, like, scared of the AI and scared of that. I think it's so cool, like, take away the mundane. Like, for me, that I drive out of town 2-3 times a week, if I could just not be driving for those 2 hours, like, that would be super dope. Like, catch more sleep or whatever.
Yeah, dude, like, to take that one aspect out of your day, that makes a difference. And, like, the drives that you're saying, 2 hours, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, after working super hard.
Well, sometimes it's like 4 to 5 hours because it's 2 hours there and 2 hours back with.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, dude. I understand, like, people being hesitant about it though, because how am I gonna trust this invisible thing to drive my car?
Yeah.
You know, how do I know it's not going to do something wrong, and then now I have no control?
That's true.
But we've come so far already.
And like, we're talking 15 years from now, because we have self-driving cars now, but right now I think they still haven't made them legal where you fully self-drive.
Yeah.
Like, there's some Cadillacs and like some more expensive vehicles where if you're driving past, I think, 55 miles an hour, like for the freeway, if you start swerving, the car auto corrects itself. Like, and
mine does that.
And it
yeah. And I don't have a Cadillac. Not that
maybe a smart car. That's experience I had.
But yeah, dude, like, I had taken a trip to Portland, and I rented a car, and it's always odd driving a car that you're not used to driving as your daily. But so it was a heavier car than mine, and I was on the freeway, and there was a backup of traffic, and I guess I sort of analyzed it wrong, and I didn't brake hard enough, but the car did the braking for me.
Oh,
and I was like, thank you. Thank you. Because, dude, that shit saved me. And I didn't think I was going to crash. I felt pretty comfortable, but it stopped for me. And
knowing that extra security.
And I was like, oh, dude, like, this, I could go with this, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of clips there's like compilation videos on YouTube of like cars, like braking, like things that you were never, like, there's one where he's crossing an intersection, and out of nowhere, this car comes from the side, and it stops, and then the car just fucking passes by. Like, that could have killed that person. But the cars, we get that, like, negative technology things, but
because it's new.
It's new.
Yeah, and people are set in their ways for the most part. You know, they have beliefs of the way things should go.
Yeah,
like driving your own car.
As I get older too, I notice how older people used to say, like, oh, back in my day, this and that.
Yeah.
And I try to be more objective looking at that perspective and try to stay open-minded, because even with music, at first, I didn't listen to new music like 2016 to like 2018, like those 2 years. It was all podcasts and Audible, and I didn't know new songs, new albums. I tried to learn not to, just because I wanted to like better myself. And I know that I should have just enjoyed more music, but now, like, I'm new artists, I'll check them out, I'll give them a chance. You know, I don't want to be close-minded to like those people.
Yeah, like, that makes me think, like, so at my work, I usually play the music, whatever, and I try to play something that everybody might like. Mm-hmm. And this one song came on by, I don't know if it was like Joan Jett or like The Who, but it was like, you know, I think like this one was like from the 70s, and this person, whoever was singing, was like just wailing, like, and I was like, this shit does not sound good. Like I would question this now, even me thinking I'm so open.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, like, damn, what about in the 60s when this came out? Or, you know, they broke all rules and did this, and people loved it.
No, especially with the Beatles. Like, I like the Beatles. I don't have a problem with them, but if you listen to their song, they're so simple and like easy. Like, and that was so groundbreaking, and they were like the biggest thing ever. And today you could get 5 high school bands to play the Beatles all day, like not even trying. Yeah. So it's just, times change.
Yeah, dude, like the Beatles are, I mean, I used to hate on them because I used to think underground music, oh, I listen to something that everybody else doesn't listen to.
That's cool, yeah.
I'm so cool. And, but dude, the Beatles are just nice, easy music. Yeah. And that's why everybody loves them.
Yeah, you listen to lyrics, they sound like
they have a message.
They're not in your face, they have messages. I'm not like a big fan of them, but I do respect them too. So that's why, just like when not just with music, but with everything. I just try to stay open minded, just because like I remember growing up, the older generation be like, oh, this. Even now today, the new thing is like, oh, kids are on their phones all day, and they are kids on their phones.
Yeah.
But it's not like in 15 years we're not gonna go backwards. It's even gonna be worse, and you're kind of depriving them of like using technology. It's like if we were in school, they didn't want us to use like computers or something. Then right now we would have been messed up, like growing up without computers. So if you try to take away the cell phones or the tablets from these kids who are gonna be consuming AR or technology like when they're older.
That might be their job, dude, to use.
That's true.
Like VR and do what they have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about like, what was I think? I was thinking about this yesterday. Yeah, because my friend was, we're talking about, hey, like, I don't get paid enough, dude. Like, what's the next step? I want to go somewhere. And I was like, okay, well, you can go, like, honestly, you can go to any job and learn a lot there by just immersing yourself if they give you the chance.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, okay, a lot of the problems that maybe we have are like, we don't know the computer programs, but dude, these kids are on computers all day.
Dude, like the programs they have in schools.
They're going to be so versatile. Like, they're going to be able to do like what you did and so much more. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's it, dude.
No, they're already starting to come up. I see like talented 19, 20-year-olds. You're like, damn. Because, I mean, we're not that far older, but that's just now. Like, when we're 30, 35, you're going to have 10, 15 years of people's generations just coming in, competing with you. And
dude, the moment when I don't know, like, when somebody asks me to help them with their phone and I'm not going to know how to help them, I'm going to feel very old. That's what I know. Because right now we're like, people come to us and ask us, how do you do this on my iPhone?
Yeah.
How do you do this on my phone or the computer? But like,
even with apps, like, you still use Snapchat?
I just stopped using it, but yeah.
Because I stopped using it for like a year, and I tried to get back into it. I couldn't do it, bro. Like, I know I still use Instagram, but like, I don't know. There was just something, like, I just didn't feel it. And I've tried using TikTok, and I can't get into TikTok. I just can't do it.
I'm a consumer when it comes to that. Yeah. I watch the funny videos. I can't make that content.
Yeah, I tried making some. I haven't really tried like in the long term, but I tried making like, I have like 5-6 videos, and I don't know, I just don't feel, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I just don't, I really don't understand the platform. I haven't really invested a lot of time into it, but still, like, just as an example where like kids are freaking making so many creative videos on that, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. What was I thinking, man? Oh yeah, I was thinking like, okay, we have Snapchat. I think it's kind of on the out right now, right? Mm-hmm. Instagram is still huge. Twitter still huge. I think those are the main ones right now.
Well, Facebook's still the biggest.
Still?
It's because Facebook worldwide.
Really?
In the U.S., it's slowing down because we have all these other. But in the world, like, there's even countries. I saw the John Oliver show. Do you watch like some of those videos?
I know who he is. I don't watch him though.
I just watched the YouTube clips, and they did like I forgot what country is, like a third world country. They get their news from Facebook. They don't even like 90% of people that are on the internet, they're on Facebook. They're not even surfing the web. And actually, like, if you look at like Hispanic people, they don't really use Twitter or like that stuff. It's all Facebook. Like, all my family, all my cousins, people from Mexico, it's all Facebook or WhatsApp, which is owned by Facebook too. So
really,
and they own Instagram. So they own basically.
Yeah, so Facebook is winning.
The top 5 most downloaded apps in the history of like the App Store is Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and Messenger. They own 4 of the top 5 most downloaded apps. Facebook just like ruling like the social media. Even if we just say like Facebook is dead or we don't use Facebook, we might not do it, but billions. Like,
wow, dude, I did not know that.
It's crazy, dude.
The money.
That's
all running around that.
And then all the ads, that's the ads you see when you're scrolling down your feed, that's people paying Facebook to just run the ads. So right now, that's why they have so many trouble with like those hearings and stuff because of like security breaches and all that stuff. And they are talking about like breaking them up or doing something because they do run a monopoly.
Dude, yeah, I was thinking that's the word that came to my mind, a monopoly. Mm-hmm. Dude, they know so much information about anything.
Yeah,
dude, they're like teamed up with Google in some way, I'm sure.
Well, that's like the whole conspiracy is like they're all working together. So
yeah,
Google is also a monopoly. So whenever you need to search for something, if you don't know what to do or you need to search the term, you either go on YouTube or you go on Google. and
Yeah.
they're owned by the same company. So now, anytime you ever want to look something up, you're giving all that information to Google. It's crazy. It's just like three
Is
or
that
four.
a bad or good thing?
I think it's a bad because 3 or 4 they control the message. So what you're
That's
seeing
true.
right now, a lot of the right wing people or people who have different opinions are getting censored. So it's not fair to those people. Like it might be wrong opinions.
Yeah, even if you don't agree with it.
They might be doing something bad, but some of them aren't. Like they're just their opinions, and people are like getting canceled or they're getting like not their stuff's not getting distributed. Like
Even though they're freedom of speech.
exactly like
So
it's like I don't agree with some of those people, but it's messed up, and we're giving these 4 companies like their ability to censor us, and they can't censor us because it's a private company. Like they own it. Like you don't have to use their software or
That's
whatever.
true.
But it's just the way that our culture is. Like we're all on those same social medias.
Dude,
It's getting crazy.
that's the machine. Yeah. Dude, there's
The algorithm's crazy. Like that's just what picks everything up. And as we were talking about, like how Star Wars is owned by Disney, and Disney's like the best. Like every movie they make is it almost always hits. They're also like only like 3 movie studios left or 4 movie studios. So now it's
dude.
Disney, which owns like everything Pixar, Marvel movies. Now that they own all the
Really?
Fox movies, they just bought
Ooh.
Fox. So Disney's gonna they control Pixar movies. So all the kids, everything that kids are gonna grow up on, they control the message. They have all the Marvel movies, which is either kids, teenagers, young adults.
Dude, that's everything.
Everything.
Everybody.
Star Wars, old generation, new generations, everyone. They control all that. Like they just control the media. Now they just bought Fox, so they're gonna control some of those Fox movies, like whatever Fox movies they came out with.
Fox comes out with movies?
Yeah, 20th Century Fox.
Whoa.
What do you mean? It's all the X-Men movies.
I don't know, dude.
Fox Searchlight. So it's like some of those Oscar-winning movies, like the what was that called? The Spotlight, and just a bunch of like movies. But yeah, like they just bought Fox, and they own all those like kids movies. So they control the message, and then the competing ones is Warner Brothers, which Warner Brothers like Harry Potter. They have the DreamWorks Animation. I think that's from Warner Brothers, I believe. So that's like Shrek and them, and DC and Transformers.
Well, at least Disney hasn't done anything terribly wrong, like sold information on people.
But they're not selling information. But if you think about how they control all our messaging,
Yeah,
like,
they choose the information that.
yeah.
they
So
get.
you watch a movie, the overall message or the stuff that the message they're trying.
Wow.
You do get influenced by these movies. So it's
That's true.
kind of messed up.
Yeah, I love, dude. I used to have dogs, and they're long since gone. But dude, I miss my dogs.
Yeah, you haven't
Yeah.
started like
Nah, dude, my parents aren't ready. That's too
too soon.
emotional for them, I guess. I don't know.
I know.
And they just don't want to have to worry about it. They just want to go out and do their thing and come back home and post up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, they are a responsibility too. Like sometimes we leave the house and we gotta think, oh, make sure it has water and food or whatever. Like right now, we let her out to use the restroom. She goes outside and then comes back, and she had puppies because we freaking some neighbor dog for the same thing. We let her out and then she got pregnant.
I think about that. I had our dog. It was like a German Shepherd mix, but we just come 6:00 p.m. We're just like, all right, go to the restroom. Let him out the front door. And just fucking, he just roamed the streets, or we don't know where he went.
Yeah.
But dude, I remember seeing puppies in our neighborhood, and they start roaming the streets. I was like, you look like
My dog.
my dog,
That's crazy.
but mixed with another dog. And
Was it a male dog? Yours?
yeah, he was a male. But yeah, he used to, dude. I remember we came home. Me and my family came home from somewhere in the middle of the night, and we hear a dog barking at us, and we're like, "Fuck, where's that at?"
Yeah.
And we look around, and we see how you can see their reflection of their eyes in the
Yeah.
light. We see those on our next door neighbor's roof, and it's our fucking dog.
On the roof?
Yeah,
What the hell? How did-
and we're just like, Stimpy! That was his name. Get down! And we just see fucking, he jumps off the roof, he chases cats.
Yeah.
He chased cats, and he would chase cats on the roof.
How did he get on the roof? That's crazy.
They had a Ford Bronco in their backyard, and then we had a 6 foot tall brick wall. And my brother thought it would be funny to teach my dog how to
Jump walls?
yeah, so he would fucking run up it and climb up and be on top of the wall. And Yeah, so he'll climb up on top of the wall, jump onto the Bronco, jump onto the roof.
Damn, that's
And
crazy.
that was like his.
You didn't live next to OG, right?
What?
OG Simpson. He had a
What?
Ford Bronco too.
No.
The white one.
Was that OJ? Nah.
He kept getting mad at the dog, so he ended up doing, or allegedly killing his wife.
That's all over some dogs?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dude, I don't know the story. I didn't watch that. I know it's on Netflix, though.
Yeah, some of that. The documentary was crazy. It was pretty detailed. No, it was just because I guess she was hanging out with her best friend. Like, they had already, like, got divorced or something. And they both ended up dead, like, and then he ended up getting chased by the cops, but he didn't do it because some mess up in the trial, like, the prosecution was just terrible. And he had, like, some cool lawyers who were just making cool catchphrases, and the big evidence was, like, one of the gloves. They got this glove, and I guess the attorney told him not to take his, like, medication, so his hands swelled up.
Dude, shut up.
His hands swelled up, and he was eating a lot of salty food and then once he tried the glove, it didn't fit. And that's one of the reasons why it didn't fit, and then that was, like, a big pointer in there. And all this evidence, they didn't have any, like, concrete evidence. And also some of the jury, as soon as he won, they lifted, like, the Black Power thing. Like, they were just helping him out because of all the, like, segregation and all that stuff. All in the 90s, too, when they had, like, the LA riots and all that stuff. So, it was kind of, like, tied into it. So, there was, like, a win for the African American community, even though most likely he did it. Like, we all know kind of he did it, but he got away with it.
Dude, that happened.
And now he's still roaming the streets right now. It's crazy.
He's just...
It's pretty messed up. I mean, there was never justice for that, but...
Dude, that's so fucked up. But I can't believe, like, that actually happened. I didn't know all that.
It's crazy. That documentary is crazy,
dude.
Man. And they also made a point in the documentary how OJ... He always portrayed it like, oh, I'm not... He was never black because he grew up playing in the 60s and in the 70s. So he was always like, oh, I'm not black, I'm OJ. So he was always hanging out with white people. He went to USC, but even now USC's pretty white, but it was in the 60s, so he was like a celebrity there because he was so good at football. And he was hanging out with nothing but white people. And then, like, when he made it to NFL stuff, he was always hanging out with, like, white people. And he was always, I'm OJ. And then he came out, he was one of the first athletes to come out in commercials for, like, just commercials in general. Yeah. And he was just a huge celebrity. He was, like, the biggest celebrity, like, sports athlete. He was like LeBron back in the day, like in the 70s, like that status. And he was...
he was that old.
Yeah. He played in the 60s and the 70s, maybe early 80s, and then he retired. And then, since he was always, oh, I'm OJ, he never wanted to represent, like, African Americans. Once he got to trial, he was playing the black card the whole time. So he was like, oh, it's because I'm black, this.
I mean...
And that's why a lot of people don't like him, just because only when it was convenient for him, he embraced that side of his culture.
Dude, I mean, why not? I mean, it's shitty, but if you're gonna do it to protect yourself from going jail and you got hella money, you're gonna do fucking anything. You're gonna... That's your will.
So I'm not mad at him. I mean, it's messed up that he killed someone.
Allegedly. Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. Like, if I was gonna get... I'm playing every card. Like, I'm just
dude. That's crazy.
Have you ever... like, considered what would you do, like, if you have to, like, run away or something, like, if you end up doing something crazy?
Dude, I don't know. I can't run to Mexico because I can't fucking speak Spanish. If I go to is it Denmark where there's free healthcare, I might consider that.
Do you at least understand Spanish a little bit?
I can understand some of it. Yeah. I got this app, Google Translator.
I see.
That does quite a bit.
That's why it's just the beginning of technology too. Like, in the future, you're probably gonna be wearing, like, AirPods type thing where people are talking to you and you're just getting it without even having to do
Dude, that like exists. I remember seeing, like, advertisements for some fucking machine or whatever.
Have you ever seen the movie Her?
I saw it once.
Like that's gonna be kind of like our future, just having an assistant, but that's always there, just like...
Dude, isn't that kind of like what Siri is?
Well, we're in the beginnings of that, so that movie came out 2013, I think, and we kind of are living in that, like, in the early steps of that movie. So I think 5 years from now, when they perfect it a little more, because right now you still kind of have to speak to it, and sometimes they don't really understand what you're trying to say or trying to do. Google's way better than Siri.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Siri's pretty like
elementary.
Yeah, yeah. Like Apple needs to step up their game because I heard that Amazon Alexa's pretty good. I don't have that one, but
that's another one that people are freaked out about.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's like we choose to just give out information. Like we're scared of it, but it's just making your life easier, and you're
yeah. That's what I think is like. Okay, they kind of stole your information without you asking for it. You know, like, have you seen that video? Well, I've seen a video about this couple who they don't own a cat.
Yeah.
And they're like, we want to see if our phones will listen to what I say.
And give you ads or something.
So yeah, we're gonna start saying cat and how we need cat food, but we're never gonna look it up. And like they did that for 2 days straight, and then they were getting advertisements for cats. And
no, I've done that. I haven't done it on purpose, like as a video challenge, but it's happened to us. Like I'll be telling Alex, like, oh, we should look into getting like, let's just for example, a new couch or something. We should get a couch, or like, oh, this couch is nice. Like the next day, couch fucking advertisement. You're like, what? That's crazy. Like I don't get scared of that because, like, what if I really needed one and it's there? You know, like I'm not gonna. And like I don't have anything to hide. It's not like I'm a big freaking like a Russian spy or something.
A Russian spy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, dude.
I take my information, just make my life
I think
easier.
we kind of benefit from it more than than not.
But right now, it's the headlines have to be negative. Like right now, negativity is what really people want to look into. So it's like, oh, they're stealing your technology, or the threat of this, or social media is ruining kids' lives, or
dude, it's more interesting to hear about drama than to hear like a happy ending.
Yeah,
because I don't know. I mean, it's just human nature.
That's
like,
true.
why do we slow down when we see a car crash on the freeway?
Yeah, on the opposite
lane. Low key want to see what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
And I think it's just human nature.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, it just a lot of negativity. So that's what's like. People are scared of like technology because it's new, and they just read all the headlines like, "Oh, Facebook is releasing your information, and Alexa's listening to you, and your phone's recording at all times." And I mean, Siri is probably recording us at all times because every time you say, "Hey Siri," it knows to like respond to you or whatever. So,
oh, dude, I didn't think. I'm not gonna complain, but yeah, I didn't.
Or like even now, there's always like those conspiracies that like Snapchat or all those they're getting those face. When you do those filters, they're scanning your face, so that way, like, they just have all the database, like, stored. And, have you ever heard of 23andMe? Or, like, those ancestry, like, tests?
Yeah, dude, I was thinking about those. Yeah.
Yeah, so those two, there's conspiracies, like, that they want us to get our DNA. So now they have your DNA, they have your face, your fingerprints, everything you do. So somewhere the feds... Your agent, like there's a lot of jokes on Twitter. People are like, oh, my agent listening right now, blah blah.
Yeah, they're fucking bored.
So now, so now they have everything from you, like DNA, face recognition, fingerprint recognition. They know what you do when you go to work, when you hang out with friends. Like they know everything. But like I said, I'm not a Russian spy, so I don't care. Like it's not gonna affect me as long as I'm not like committing murder or something. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like my phone, that shit knows when I'm gonna leave to work. You know. Even though I don't tell it that I'm leaving to work.
It tells you like, oh, this
29 minutes to work. I'm like, thanks. And then like after work, like there's always one or two places that I'll go to, and it's like, oh, here's how long and the way to get to this destination that we know you're gonna go to.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, fuck, dude, I don't even have that address anywhere in my phone.
And they just know.
But it knows. And I'm like, thank you again.
No, I know. It's not even. It's like a banner, huh? It just tells you 29 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, happens to me too. Like when I'm at work, sometimes I drive out of town. If it's like a certain time, because I usually come back like at the same time most of the time. I check my phone and it tells me right there how much time to get home. I was like, what the hell? It's crazy. So it's. But then also, like, what if you really wanted to know, or like, it's already telling you, like, oh, cool, I got.
Yeah, I think it's cool because I mean. Yeah, I think what's cool about it is like if you could use that information and kind of see your habits in like a chart and see like, oh, so it knows that I'm hungry by 5 o'clock and I'm gonna get some hot Cheeto fries.
Yeah.
Or like.
Well, I think that's how it's gonna be. Well,
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, like the movie Her, you're gonna be able to order anything on without even like taking out your card, without doing all that shit. So you just be like, oh shit, give me some Panda, and then like that is gonna contact like Postmates. They're gonna like charge you. Get someone to drive it. Maybe a drone's gonna bring it to you, or an AI fucking.
Dude, I remember that they were supposed to be that for Amazon.
They were testing it out.
Yeah, and then there's also that. I don't know if it was. I think it was an Amazon store where like you walk into the store. I don't even know if you check in your phone, but you have a phone with you, and you just grab what you want, and you walk out the store, and it charges your account. You don't talk to a.
And they already have those. Like
Yeah.
and they have. I don't know how many.
And it's all like with like, I don't know how many cameras and technology, but that's how it's all calculated.
I know they have some like in Silicon Valley already, maybe in LA, like Amazon stores. But I don't know the details. But I think I heard that it was just no employees. Like you actually do the self checkout though.
No, like I heard it wasn't even self checkout. Like
or you just scan your.
You
phone?
just no, like
scan the items.
It knows who you are as you walk in, and it tracks you. And it tells that you grab this specific thing and this specific thing, and you walk out the gates.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, I know you grabbed a tea and a kombucha. And it charges you for a tea and kombucha. Without ever scanning it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's super dope. Like, that's super convenient. You just want to get in and out.
Yeah.
Don't worry about, like, waiting in line. That's cool. But, like we were saying, all those people are going to lose their jobs. So, going back to Andrew Yang, I never got to the point. So, all those people that are going to, like, that's going to be the future. Walmart's going to jump into that. They already have a lot of self-checkout. Target's going to do that, too. Like, even Target closed, I think, like, 100 stores. Even that's why they closed the one in India. They closed their, I think, 100 worst performing stores to focus that revenue into online.
Indio was on that?
Yeah. It was super convenient, like, to have it right here.
Yeah.
But now we have to drive all the way. So yeah, like, all these people are losing their jobs, self-driving people, retail workers, fast food workers. So Andrew Yang saying, we're not going to create that many new jobs. Like, people say, oh, it happened back in the Industrial Revolution when they had all these people, like, there was no more, like, people who make horseshoes and all these stuff. Like, they started making cars. So all those people went to work in the factories. And that's like actually created more jobs. Like all the people went into making cars, into making refrigerators, and all these like industrial jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But now all those factory jobs are all automated too. So it's like, where are all the people gonna go? There's really no jobs for people like 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Like there will be new jobs. Like even now there's like social media jobs. Like people who make money just making fucking Instagram posts. So Andrew Yang's proposing, like, we need a universal basic income, which basically guarantees everybody $1,000 every single month because of the automation, because it's the new oil. So Amazon's going to make so much money by cutting all those workers and just selling more items. The truck drivers, whoever owns those businesses, are going to make more money because the trucks are getting there faster without paying all that
more
insurance.
Efficiently.
Yeah, more efficient. You don't have to rest. So all that stuff is going to make... And there's going to be more Google searches, more YouTube searches. So all that stuff is getting more money. They're going to do an added value tax. So right now, Amazon last year paid 0 in taxes last year because they keep expanding the company. So it's all tax write-off and like incentives.
Wow.
So they made like 1 billion record sales last year. And they didn't pay nothing. So, and like, that's how they keep doing it. So Facebook, all those, they know how to go around the system. So he's proposing an added value tax to these big tech companies who are going to... they're going to benefit from automation. So you tax them, and then that's going to fund the Freedom dividend, which is $1,000 a month, free. Like no restrictions like EBT, where it's only
just
like for
cash.
food, just or into your account or your check. So that way you spend it however you want. Maybe you want to go to the movies, or you want to buy your son new clothes, or maybe you do need it for food. Maybe you do need it for this, or you want to put it into your investment account. Like maybe. So all that's just going to help you. There's like small business owners, like if you know you want to start a small business, and sometimes it's hard to get started, but you know you have those $1,000 coming in to help you like get started. Like there's also those people that are gonna abuse the system, like they're just gonna. But $12,000 a year is less than the poverty level line. The poverty level is like 12,000, like 800 or something. So you're not gonna quit your job if you're getting $1,000, but you're gonna be making extra money where you could have more.
Is that everybody who would get it?
anyone 18 to 65.
But like any income.
Any income.
Zero
Jeff
to
Bezos
millions.
is getting it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so what he's saying is there's no classism. Because right now, if you get help from the government, it's most likely you kind of get embarrassed, like, oh, I'm getting that check from the government, the EBT, or it
has a connotation.
It has a negative connotation. So this one, it's a dividend for being part of the greatest country in the world, basically, what he's saying. And like even Jeff Bezos is getting and you could choose not to get it too, or something like that.
That's cool.
So you could opt out of it. And or maybe you want to like donate to a charity or whatever, because there's a lot of people won't need it, but even if you're making good money or you're not, you could put it, like you said, in investment, or maybe take a trip once in a while, like
that makes me think
nice.
That makes me think of like where I work, we do low income housing, and before I got there, they had made a low income housing project, and my boss also teaches at the college, and so she takes the classes to one of her projects to say like, kind of like, here's what we've done, but also it relates to the class.
Yeah.
But you go to these low income housing places and you see people with Challengers, Mustangs, and nice cars, Yeah. Expensive cars, and people are like, students, they're like, well, they're in low income housing. Why do they have a nice car? Like, that doesn't seem fair to me. Like, people feel that way. And she made a good point. It was like, oh, well, see, the thing is that with the low income housing, because the price of it is so low, they could have the liberties of having stuff that the average person would have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're spending on rent or whatever. So
yeah.
So even here, like, I pay like $700 to $1,000 depending on like how much electricity and all that stuff. So if that would cover my rent, so now those $1,000 I could do it to maybe invest more into. Right now, I wish I could buy more equipment. Like I need more stuff for my radiography.
Yeah, and that's cool because in your case, because it's a business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be so helpful and help us kind of up our level,
Yeah. And his argument, and he's basing it all on statistics too. That's what I like about this guy. He literally has all like, he's not like on emotion. He's not like red herring like all those other people. Just attacking like your person. Instead of like giving you actual policies. Like all his policies are based on math and statistics, and everything is like pretty crazy. And he was also saying like when like on paper when you increase like the income of certain communities, you see less crime, because a lot of like domestic violence, a lot of like abuse of like alcohol and all that is because of poverty, like either stress from like barely making to pay the bills or like all that stuff. Then malnutrition for the kids, because sometimes healthier food is a little more expensive.
Yeah,
you just get a McDonald's quick for $5.
Yeah,
so
dude.
you'll see an increase of like health, an increase of like productivity, less visits to the hospital, less bills for like medical stuff. So it's like it improves everything overall. So like that's what Andrew Yang's proposing. So he opens up an interesting conversation though, because we are looking like 10, 15, 20 years from now, like all those jobs, like where are they going to come from? We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of. I don't know what it's going to be. Dude, yeah.
I'm excited though. I always try to look at it optimistically.
Yeah, dude, I'm like I was saying earlier, I'm hyped because I'm very much a consumer, and I'm gonna be happy with the things that come out of these technologies or shit. Like if we get that universal, what was it? What'd you call it?
Well, he calls it the freedom dividend.
The freedom dividend.
Yeah.
That could change like our society, like the way we go out our day to day. It could change the outlook completely.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something we're here for in America, for starting something new completely.
Yeah, and they already have it actually in Alaska. They've been having it for 37 years, or so 31 years.
No way.
From oil. So since they have so much oil, they pay their citizens every year. I don't know how much the check goes, but they get it like free to spend however they want. Like, I mean, it's also Alaska, like no one wants to move it. no disrespect, but that's just it's already in place here in the U.S. in one state, and they've been voting it in for 37 years because everybody likes it. And I think I forgot what the other country. There's the country that does that, like an added value tax to help out the citizens. So I mean, it's doable, and especially if all this, and if you have more money, like you're taxing Amazon, but what are people going to spend their money on? They're going to buy more Amazon products.
It's true.
So it's just going to
very true.
Just going back into their business. So it's not like they're losing that much, you know.
Yeah, they're so large that they'll be fine. That's my thought.
Amazon's another one of those big monopolies too. They just own everything, or like all the retail stuff. It's crazy.
I can get mad, but like my point always comes down to I'm a gladly a consumer.
Yeah,
like
same here. I just consume. That's like that's. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's
exactly. Yeah. So, but that would be good because that whole no taxes thing is. It's kind of bogus. It
is. And it's part of it's just our system so messed up. Like even like the judicial system, how like some crimes get you more years, where like a worse crime gets you less, and like it's just not fair sometimes. It's like, man, like that girl that paid for the college, the girl from Full House.
Oh yeah, she had like a big scheme lie, right?
Yeah, she paid for her daughter to get into school or something like that. So
yeah,
she's. I think they sentenced her to like 40 years.
Damn.
But like other people, they get like 2 years for like rape or something. Like, how is that even the same? Like, yeah, she was paying, but she's just trying to better her kids' like life. You know, like get them into the school. Someone that rapes someone that's gonna ruin their life for the rest of like their life gets 2 years or less sometimes. Like they don't even get them that bad. It just doesn't make sense sometimes. But last year I had 2 videos that did really well for Coachella.
Yeah, I heard you talk about that.
And I was like, you know what, I was just looking at my analytics.
Cash in? Not like cash in, but
go all in on
that. Do what the people want.
Yeah. So sometimes we might be like, you get married to an idea or something. I gotta make this work, but your analytics tell you what's working and what's not working. Like,
yeah, dude.
That's another part of like being able to map out how you spend your day or how you spend your money.
Yeah.
Like that stuff. That's how I was looking at it, and I saw that those were some of my best performing videos, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And there was no one else doing it. Like, no one else making videos like that. So, right now I have like 40-something Coachella videos. Just
hell yeah.
On different topics, like tips and
I think about like the
information.
The videos I used to make with my friends. We used to make skate videos.
Yeah.
And we put them on YouTube. We had like 100 videos. A little more than 100.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah, dude. Over a couple years, but like, dude, I did a lot of the work. I did a lot of the videoing, editing. And we would take the bus everywhere because we were kids.
Yeah.
But like our highest view count was like 1,000.
That's good.
I'm not mad at it because I was like, hey, I made these videos for the homies.
Do you ever consider doing more videos?
Yeah, dude. I want to make videos of like local concerts and shows because
a
lot of these bands here, dude, like they make good music, but they don't have music recordings or video recordings. And a lot of them are short-lived, so I like to document that type of stuff.
Do it. Yeah, you should definitely do it. Like, that's what I've been doing too. Like, not just like music, but like those local
anything
city food truck events, mariachi festival. Just like I want to show that there's more going on in the valley than people realize, and you don't need money to have fun because a lot of people make that excuse like, yeah, there is stuff to do, but then I have to spend money. But then when that's the same people that say the valley's boring, but if you move to LA, you have to spend money over there too. It's not like you're gonna not spend money. So it's kind of annoying when people.
When like I'm thinking about the type of content you create, and like you're kind of like a Coachella guide, like Coachella Valley guide type of thing. You know, obviously you're talking about Coachella Fest.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Indio, and then you're talking about a lot of local people.
Yeah,
and artists.
Well, we have a huge, our population is not as bigger cities, but we have a good population, and we have all the arts. We have, like the Mayor of Coachella, I had him on the podcast. He was talking about millionaires and billionaires are flying their private jets to our valley to hang out. Kanye West and Kim just bought a house. All these people come to the valley, like people with money that could go anywhere in the world are coming here and living here. Presidents retire here, like.
Yeah,
those type of people live here in the valley, and we're taking it for granted, and no one's really showing you what it's like. Like, it's only cool during April, during the festivals, and no one else like promotes the other shit. So I was like, I gotta at least I could complain about it and be like, no, dude, the valley's cool, or I could show people this is like some of the stuff that goes around.
Yeah, dude, we're alive and well here.
Yeah.
And active.
And active.
Yeah, dude.
And like we were talking about earlier too, like this whole new generation of like, I feel like our generation is really putting a lot of like stuff out there too, like making a change.
Dude, it's the type of content that we are all consuming, dude. We're all watching vlogs or podcasts or our Instagram influencers, dude.
But there's not really that many in the valley.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying. That was like my main mission, just kind of like stick to help the valley, just do my part. I mean, I'm not gonna like be the only one, but I want to encourage more people to start. So that's why I like to start YouTube. And then especially if you already done videos, you at least have a little head start. You know how to do it, or just ask me whatever. Like I'm not like I always tell people, I'm not like a super expert. I don't know everything.
I just do what I know.
I just do what I know, and I try to learn and get better. And
that's all you can do, dude.
If someone asks me a question, I try to help them that way. Like it took me maybe a year to realize this, but I can help you. Like
it makes me think of like when I was going to college at COD. I had the same professor for a lot of my classes in architecture, and there was like people were saying, "Oh, well, if you're under the same person, you don't really get a view of many things, right?"
Yeah.
But the cool thing about you is you're doing it all on your own, so you're making your own. You're learning your own style, the way you want to deliver it.
Yeah.
So you don't like you're not really not like somebody's under student. You know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Or having like a radio show, you would have to have like the guidelines of
all that
owns
stuff.
the company. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
So right now, like I'm free form, whatever.
Exactly.
And what the road mic, I'm able to do podcasts like on the road, or if I know sometimes people can't get here. I've done somewhere. I went to Palm Springs to do an interview with this guy. I just try to make it like accessible.
Just make it happen.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much wraps it up for today. Derek, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
If you're listening on iTunes and Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. If you're watching on YouTube,
5 stars.
Subscribe and like this video. And I'll put his link in the description for his Instagram. Go follow him, and hopefully have you on. Once I have the whole other setup, I'll have you on again, so that way we'll have a good conversation.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right, dude. Thank you.
All right.